Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties. Today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make retro text in Cricut Design Space. So retro text is really popular right now. It's showing up on all the designs that you're going to find on Etsy, on design bundles, just all the different places that you get your designs. You're going to see this retro text coming up a lot because it's just super popular. And you can make retro text in Cricut Design Space. So the first thing that you're going to want to make retro text is a really good retro font. And of course, I get all of my fonts from CreativeFabrica. The one that I'm using for this tutorial is called the Groovy Script. Now there are tons and tons of retro fonts that you can find on CreativeFabrica, and they're generally going to work the same way. So let me show you what you get when you get a retro font. So there's different layers here. You've got your main font, which is the Groovy Script. This is the main font here. But you've also got the extrude that's going to come back behind it. And so when you put the main font on top of the extrude, this is the look that you get. Now this is not an outline. It's not a shadow. If you'll notice, this part up here that's outlining the word Groovy is not super thick, but down here it's really thick, and that is what's indicative of these retro fonts. It's that 3D stacked retro look, and that's what the extrude is going to give you. When you put your main font on top of the extrude, you kind of put it up and over to the left a little bit so that your chunkiness comes down and to the right. So this font has the extrude, which makes it really easy to make these designs. But something else that I like about this font is it just has a ton of extras. You can get like the baseball style, you can get the curly style, you can get more of a straight line. If I scroll down and hit this View All Glyphs, everything you see in yellow is going to be extra. So we've got the normal B that comes with it, and then we have these two extra B's. And as we scroll down, it just goes on and on and on. And I love this font. I use it for a lot of my retro designs. So if you want this font, you can get it from CreativeFabrica, and I'll put a link to it. If you don't have the subscription, this font is $19. If you have the subscription, it's free. If you want to try the subscription, I have a link that you can use where you can try it for $1, and that way you could get this font for $1. But this isn't the only retro font that they have. Whoops. If I just type in retro font and I sort it to only show me fonts, you'll see a ton of stuff fall up there, or a ton of stuff show up. There's this one. You do have to scroll a little bit just because there's so much in here. There's this one. That looks really pretty, actually. This guy here. Keep going. I have this one here. Let's see here. Let's go find a couple more, and then I want to just show you that most of them, okay, let's just look at this one right here. If you're getting a true retro font, it should have the extrude included. It looks like this one does. If I scroll over, yes, this one does. Now this one does not have anything extra. It does not have a PUA area. So if I scroll down and I do this View All Glyphs, there's nothing in yellow because there's nothing extra on this font. It just is what it is. You're not going to get those extra swirls and added characters. So make sure that you're picking your font with that in mind. You go find what's going to work best for you. Pick your font, and now let's head back over to Cricut Design Space. Okay, so I'm going to hide this, and we will start from scratch. So the first thing is to pull in your text. And then you need to come and find the font that you have chosen to use. So click your font box here, and it's going to be in your system fonts. It's not going to be a Cricut font, so you're going to need to switch over to system, and then just start typing in whatever the name of your font is. Mine's the Groovy script, so I just typed in GROO, I hit enter, and it shows up. So I've selected the first one. I'm going to double click and type in my word. Let's put retro. Okay. There's that. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And now we need the extrude behind it. So I'm going to duplicate this. Just right click, duplicate. Here it is. I'm going to change its font, come up here to my font, and get the extrude that goes behind it. And I've changed it to that. Okay. Now if you'll notice, mine is super huge here, hold on. I had put in some of the extras. When you first start, you're just getting kind of this plain retro font with nothing fancy, but I added this fancy T onto mine. So let's go get that. To get your extra characters, you have to use a font manager. And again, I use the font manager from CreativeFabrica, and it's called Font Cloud. I have another video I'll link to that shows you more in depth of how to use Font Cloud. But I'm just going to show you the basics of what I've done to get these extras in there for right now. Okay, so here's Font Cloud. These are all the fonts that I have. I'm going to scroll down to the script. Okay, here is the Groovy script. I'm going to click on it, and you'll see anything with this blue line around it is going to be an extra character. So if I scroll, I know the T happens to be all the way at the bottom. Let's see, where is the T that I used? I believe it was this one. So I'm going to click it, and you see it says copied to my clipboard. That's all I need to do. Click the T, come back into Cricut Design Space, click into my word, and delete this T, and paste in the T that I had copied, and that's it. I hit Control V to paste in the copied T. I need to do the same thing here. I need to delete this T and paste in the copied one, and now I've got the fancier kind of look. Now we don't want all of this extra lines and stuff. We need to weld this font together. So I'm going to click this and weld. And then I'll click this and weld. And now you see all of that extra stuff went away. So now we just need to start stacking these up. So let's see, this one, let's turn it this blue color. And this one, we'll turn it this brownish color. And arrange, send this top to the front here. Okay, it's time to start putting this together. Now, when you've got the extrude, you do not want to come in here and center these. Like, don't do that. You go away. Because that's not what an extrude is. The extrude is when you have this up and over here, and it comes way down at the bottom. All right. So we've started. We need to continue on with all the rest of our layers. So take this one, duplicate it. Let's change its color. What was next? Let's see, we had kind of that creamy color. So get this. Let's send this to the back so we can put it underneath here. Okay, right click. Duplicate. The next one was the darker orange. Arrange, send to back. And let's duplicate. This will be the lighter orange. Arrange, send to back. Let me hide this again. So just like that, you've got that retro style. Now, like I was saying, if you do not have this extrude available, if you have to make your own shadow layers, don't worry, you can do that too. So I'm going to delete all this, and I'm going to show you how to do it if your font does not have the extrude. So here we've got the word that we want, and we need to start making those background layers. So come to offset, and it's going to automatically be at a 0.25. I mean, take a look at it. If that looks good to you, then you can go ahead and leave it at 0.25. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to hit apply. But what we don't want are these extra little spaces showing up in here. So if you come to contour and you just click out everything except for the top square, it'll get rid of all those inner pieces. See, they're all gone now. Okay, so this we're going to change to, I don't remember even what color. I think it was that brown. And we'll just put this up here, kind of like the extrude. It won't be the exact same, but it'll be similar. And we'll keep making the layers like we did before. Take this brown one, duplicate, and turn it the creamy color, arrange, send to back. Whoops. There we go. And then take this, duplicate, turn it the dark orange, send to back, move it, duplicate, turn it the light orange, send to back, and there you go. There's that retro text as well. So that is how you make retro text in Cricut Design Space. That's all I have for you guys today. We'll see you next time.